She replaced you? Try this and she'll regret it instantly. Dark Stoic psychology, modern Stoic. She replaced you without a second thought. One moment, you were the one she turned to. Her first text in the morning. The one who comforted her when life got tough. The person who understood her better than anyone else. And now, it's as if you were never there. She's moved on, left you behind, and you barely crossed her mind. You feel discarded, like a piece of the puzzle that no longer fits. The pain stabs deep. It feels like someone reached into your chest and tore your heart out, leaving you gasping for air, lost in a sea of questions. Why wasn't I enough? What went wrong? Could I have stopped this from happening? It stings, doesn't it? That lingering ache, clouding your thoughts, making you doubt yourself. It's a tough pill to swallow. But let me tell you, this story doesn't end here. This isn't about her. This is about you. And this is where your real journey begins. Right now, at your lowest point, you have a choice. You can stay down, replaying the same pain over and over, hoping she'll come back. Or you can rise. You can make the decision to rebuild yourself, stronger, smarter, and more powerful than ever before. Someone she will regret losing. Someone who won't be forgotten. Here's the real secret. It's not about proving anything to her. It's about proving it to yourself. It's about reclaiming your worth, regaining control of your life, and mastering your emotions. You won't beg, lash out, or chase her. That's not the way. What you'll do next is far more powerful than anything she could imagine. You'll show her, without saying a word, exactly what she lost. How? By mastering yourself. This is not just about getting back at her or finding a temporary fix. This is transformation. This is about embracing Stoic philosophy, emotional mastery, resilience, and wisdom practiced by the greatest minds throughout history. And when you combine it with the sharp strategies of dark psychology, you'll become someone she can't even begin to understand. You'll become untouchable. Now let me be clear. This is not about revenge. It's not about getting back at her or seeking validation from someone who never saw your value. This is about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need anyone's approval. The kind of person who radiates confidence, power, and self-assurance. The kind of person who walks into any room and commands respect without uttering a single word. That's who you're becoming. And trust me, when she sees it, when she realizes what she gave up, the regret will hit her like a freight train. But make no mistake, this journey isn't for the faint of heart. It will require discipline, focus, and the courage to let go of what you cannot control. It's about learning how to transform pain into fuel, how to silence the noise of regret and anger, and how to rebuild yourself into someone who doesn't just survive, but thrives beyond measure. By the end of this process, you'll have the tools you need to reclaim your power and rebuild your life. You'll leave her questioning every decision she made. But before we dive into those powerful steps, take action right now. Hit that like button. It might seem small, but it sends a signal. It shows the world that you are ready to reclaim your power. And in the comments, write these words. I reclaim my power. Don't just think it, declare it. Write it. When you do, you're committing to rise above the pain, the rejection, and the doubts. This is your moment, and it starts right now. Number 1, understanding why she replaced you. Let's get brutally honest. Why did she replace you? It's a question that keeps you awake at night, spinning in circles in your mind. And while it's tempting to place all the blame on her, calling her shallow or saying she never truly cared, the real answer lies within you. The truth you must face isn't about her. It's about recognizing the role you played in this situation. You see, understanding why she replaced you requires a shift in perspective. It's not about her actions. It's about the dynamics you allowed to unfold. The harsh reality is, she replaced you because, at some point, she believed she could. People only replace what they think is replaceable, and somewhere along the line, you gave her the impression that you would always be there, no matter how she treated you. Maybe you became too predictable, too available, too eager to please, or perhaps you stopped challenging her. Even worse, maybe you forgot the most important person in your life, yourself. But don't mistake this for weakness or inadequacy on your part. This is not about your love or efforts. It's about the imbalance that crept in when you stopped prioritizing yourself. The moment she stopped seeing you as a challenge, as someone who added undeniable value to her life, she began to look elsewhere. It's simple human nature. But here's where the good news comes in. You can change everything, starting right now. The Stoics believed you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This concept is your foundation, and it's vital to your growth. While you cannot control her actions or the fact that she replaced you, you can control your response. You can choose to stop allowing anyone, whether it's her or anyone else, to dictate your value. The truth is, she doesn't want you to realize that your worth was never dependent on her. Your value has always been within you. The moment you accept that, everything shifts. But this isn't just philosophical talk. It's about strategy. Stoicism gives you the emotional clarity to move forward, and dark psychology arms you with the tools to make her regret ever underestimating you. The first step is crucial. Being replaced doesn't define you. What defines you is how you rise from being replaced. Will you let rejection break you, or will you use it as fuel to transform into someone even better than she ever imagined? A version of you that she'll never be able to replace again. Let that sink in. This is not about making her regret her choice. It's about your personal evolution. It's about proving to yourself, not her, that you are unshakable. And that journey starts with one powerful decision: to stop obsessing over why she replaced you and instead focus on what you can control yourself. So, before we dive into the next step of this transformation, I want you to declare your power. Hit that like button and comment below saying, "I reclaim my power." Because every time you do, you're reaffirming your commitment to yourself. This is about creating a community of individuals who refuse to stay down, people just like you. Now, let's move forward, because the next step is where the real transformation begins. Number 2, withdraw completely. Now that you've come to terms with why she replaced you, it's time to take the most powerful step forward, a step that requires strength and control. Withdraw completely. This may feel counterintuitive, unnatural even, but it's one of the most impactful moves you can make in reclaiming your power. Cut all ties. No texts, no calls, no social media likes, no contact at all. The silence you create will speak louder than any words or pleas ever could. Why does this work? Because she expects you to chase her. She anticipates that you'll try to win her back, to prove your worth, to beg for another chance. Every time you reach out, you're confirming her power over you, reinforcing that she still holds control over your emotions and decisions. But by withdrawing, you turn the tables. You create a void. And here's the thing about human nature. People often don't realize what they have until it's gone. In your silence, she will begin to question everything. Why aren't you reaching out? Did you move on? Did she make a mistake by leaving you? This absence will leave her wondering, questioning, and most importantly, regretting her decision. From a Stoic perspective, this is all about regaining control over your own mind and emotions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By pulling back, you stop reacting to her actions. You take full responsibility for your emotions, making it clear that your worth does not depend on her approval. You're showing her and yourself that you cannot be easily replaced. This is the mindset of someone who knows their value. someone who refuses to be defined by others' choices. But this isn't just about emotional control. There's a psychological edge to this as well. In dark psychology, the zonic effect comes into play. When you vanish without explanation, it triggers a cognitive bias where the brain fixates on unresolved issues. She will be left with a myriad of questions, questions she can't answer. Did you find someone else? Did you move on? Was she wrong to let you go? These unanswered questions will linger in her mind, subtly growing into a powerful sense of regret. Withdrawing isn't easy. The urge to reach out is overwhelming when you care about someone, and you might convince yourself that a single message won't hurt. But every time you do that, you reset the clock, giving her the power back. We're playing the long game here, and silence is your greatest weapon, one most people are too afraid to use. Think of it this way: withdrawing isn't running away. It's a strategic retreat to regain your strength, a chance to focus on yourself and begin the transformation process. Your energy is precious, and if she didn't appreciate it before, she'll soon see how valuable it is in your absence. Remember your power. Every time you remind yourself that you are in control, you solidify your resolve. If you're ready to reclaim your life, to make her regret her decision, take a moment to affirm that you will not be defined by her actions. The path forward is where the real transformation begins. Hit that like button right now, and don't forget to comment, "I reclaim my power." Because every time you say it, you're making a promise to yourself, a promise that you will not be defined by her choices. Number 3, the glow-up effect. Here's the truth. When she replaces you, it's not the end. It's the beginning of your own incredible transformation. You have an opportunity here, a rare chance to show her, and most importantly, show yourself who you really are. It's time to embrace what I call the glow-up effect. And trust me, this isn't just about revenge. This is about taking control and becoming the best version of yourself that no one can deny. While she wonders where you went, you'll be leveling up in ways she never thought possible. And here's why. When you transform, you become undeniable. Nothing haunts a person more than realizing they let go of someone who turned into everything they've ever dreamed of. So what does it mean to truly glow up? It's a complete overhaul. First, focus on your physical self. This is more than just vanity. It's about self-respect and confidence. Hit the gym, refine your wardrobe, perfect your grooming. When you look good, you feel unstoppable, and people notice. Soon, when she sees the new you, she'll realize you're no longer the person she left behind. You've become someone better, someone she'll regret losing. Next, focus on your mind. Read, study, challenge yourself. Remember, Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you feed your mind with wisdom, you begin to grow intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. You become more confident, more interesting, more magnetic, and that is impossible to ignore. Now, look at your social circle. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire, challenge, and uplift you. No more toxic relationships or negative people who drain you. Build a network of positive, motivated individuals who push you to become your best self. When she sees you surrounded by greatness, living a life full of purpose, she'll realize you are thriving, and you're thriving without her. Lastly, focus on your goals. It's time to get serious about your dreams. Whether it's a career breakthrough, starting that side hustle, or finally pursuing that passion project, go after it with everything you've got. Achieving your goals doesn't just boost your self-esteem, it sends a message to the world, and especially to her, that you're unstoppable. And nothing is more attractive than a man who is driven and determined to chase his dreams. This glow-up isn't just about making her regret her choice. It's about making yourself proud of the person you're becoming. As you prioritize your own growth, success, and happiness, you'll create a life so full, so powerful, that anyone who doubted you will regret it without you having to say a word. Remember, this is not about proving something to her. It's about proving something to yourself. The Stoics teach us that true confidence comes from within. So start your glow-up journey today. Drop a comment below saying, "I am unstoppable," and let that serve as a reminder that you're on a path of greatness. When you master the art of silence and self-transformation, that's when the game truly changes. Number 4, master the art of silence. Mastering the art of silence. It's one of the most underestimated yet most powerful tools you can wield, not only in situations like this, but in life itself. When it comes to making her regret replacing you, mastering silence is where the shift begins. But silence here isn't just about being quiet. It's about strategically using silence to take back control, flipping the dynamic in your favor. Right now, she expects noise, she expects you to react, to argue, to defend yourself, to try to win her back. Most people do this. They flood the silence with words, trying to explain themselves, to show their value. But the more you talk, the less you're heard. The more predictable you are, the less valuable you seem. Silence, however, is mysterious and unpredictable. It holds power. When you stop talking, you create space. A space for her to reflect, to realize the loss of your presence, and to question what you're doing and why you've stopped reaching out. This void, filled with unanswered questions, becomes more powerful than anything you could say. The human mind fills silence with speculation, and those unanswered questions begin to torment her. From a Stoic perspective, silence is a practice in self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you." Silence is your way of saying, "I don't need to explain my worth. My actions speak louder than words." This self-assurance, this calm confidence becomes magnetic, compelling her to wonder about you even more. In dark psychology, silence acts as a psychological disruptor. When you stop reacting, you change the power dynamic. You're no longer playing by her rules. You're creating uncertainty, and uncertainty is uncomfortable. She'll start wondering, why isn't he reaching out? Has he moved on? Is he happier without me? The longer you remain silent, the stronger these thoughts grow. Let me be clear, though. Silence doesn't mean cutting her off forever. It means being intentional in how you communicate. When you speak, it should be on your terms, not hers. Silence isn't about being petty. It's about creating space for your own growth. When you do decide to engage again, you'll be doing it from a position of strength, not desperation. The catch? Silence isn't easy. The urge to seek closure, to explain yourself, to check in, is powerful. But each time you break your silence, you give away control. So, remain strong and keep the power. Silence isn't just about her. It's about you. It's about allowing yourself the time to heal, grow, and rise above. Once you master silence, you master yourself. If you're ready to embrace this strength, comment below with, "My silence is my power." Say it, believe it, because once you truly understand its power, you'll never look at communication the same way again. Now, let's move forward, as the next step is all about shifting your mindset, and that's where the real transformation happens. Number 5, the philosophy of indifference. Having embraced the power of silence, you are now ready to dive deeper into one of Stoicism's most profound principles, the philosophy of indifference. This principle is where you fully detach from external events, stepping into total control of your internal state. Here's a hard truth. Her opinions, her actions, her choices, they don't define you. When you truly internalize that, you become untouchable, a force of nature, unshakable and unmovable, unaffected by any external situation. Right now, she likely expects you to care, to obsess over her actions, to agonize over why she made her decision. Let's face it, a part of you might still feel that pull, that longing for closure, validation, or even the comfort of an explanation. But the Stoics teach us that indifference is power. When you stop tying your happiness and self-worth to external circumstances, you reclaim your freedom. As Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Indifference doesn't mean you don't care. It means you choose where to direct your energy. Her opinions, her choices, her actions, they don't deserve to occupy your mental space. By removing yourself from the equation of her decisions, you regain control over your own life. Now, let's explore why indifference holds such power. The truth is, it disrupts expectations. People expect reactions. They expect you to defend, explain, react, or even beg. When you don't do that, when you remain indifferent, it creates a psychological shift. You stop being predictable. You become someone she can no longer read or control, which unsettles her deeply. Indifference tells her one undeniable thing: you've moved on. And that realization, it's far more powerful than any explanation you could give. From a dark psychology perspective, indifference is a form of psychological dominance. It sends a message loud and clear without uttering a word. I don't need you to validate me. I don't need you to complete me. I am whole, with or without you. This is the kind of energy that is magnetic. It's the energy of someone who knows their worth, who doesn't chase, and who certainly doesn't waste time dwelling on what's behind them. Trust me, when she realizes that her actions no longer affect you, it'll hit her harder than any words ever could. But indifference isn't about shutting down your emotions or becoming cold and detached. It's about channeling your focus inward on what you can control: your growth, your happiness, your goals. The Stoics believed in living according to nature, aligning your actions with your purpose, not someone else's expectations. When you live this way, you stop reacting out of ego and start making decisions that serve your higher self. And here's where the transformation truly happens. When you embrace indifference, you no longer fear rejection, nor do you fear being replaced. You recognize that your value doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion. You understand that you are enough just as you are, and that confidence, it's rare, powerful, and unforgettable. The best part? It's entirely within your control. But I won't pretend it's easy. Indifference requires practice. It requires constant reminders to release what you can't control and to focus on what you can. So here's a practical tip for you. The next time you find yourself overly concerned with what she thinks or what she's doing, ask yourself this question: does this serve my growth? If the answer is no, let it go. Redirect that energy to yourself. Remember, at the end of the day, your life is yours, not hers. If this resonates with you and you're ready to embrace the philosophy of indifference, I want you to comment below. I am in control. Write it down, declare it, and remind yourself every day that your power resides within you, not in someone else's hands. Number 6, the social proof phenomenon. Now that you've embraced the philosophy of indifference, it's time to add another layer to your transformation, one that's rooted in both psychology and perception. It's called the social proof phenomenon. This is where you shift the narrative, not through words, but through your actions and the way others perceive you. And when done right, this step doesn't just make her regret her choices, it makes her question her entire perspective of you. So, what is social proof? In simple terms, it's the idea that people base their opinions on what others think and do. It's why we're drawn to individuals who seem admired, respected, and sought after by others. The same principle applies here. If she sees you thriving, surrounded by people who respect you, enjoying a life that's full of purpose and connection, it sends a powerful message. I'm not just fine without you. I'm thriving in ways you never imagined. And trust me, that realization hits hard. Here's how you use social proof to your advantage. First, elevate your social circle. Spend time with people who inspire you, challenge you, and bring out your best self. Whether it's reconnecting with old friends or building new relationships, surround yourself with individuals who add value to your life. This isn't just about appearances. It's about building a network that supports your growth. And when she sees you thriving in these circles, it sends a clear signal. You're in high demand and you're not looking back. Next, document your journey. No, I'm not talking about oversharing or posting every detail of your life on social media. I'm talking about being intentional with what you share. A photo of you at the gym, working on your fitness. A shot of you exploring a new hobby or achieving a milestone. These small glimpses of your growth and transformation create a narrative, one that says, I'm living my best life, and I'm doing it without you. And here's the kicker. You're not doing this to prove anything to her. You're doing it to celebrate yourself. The fact that it might catch her attention, that's just a side effect. But let's take this even deeper. Social proof isn't just about perception. It's about energy. When you surround yourself with positivity, growth, and success, you naturally exude confidence. You become someone others want to be around, someone whose presence commands attention. And that energy? It's magnetic. When she sees you glowing, when she hears about your accomplishments through mutual friends, it forces her to reevaluate everything. She starts to wonder, did I make a mistake? Was he always this incredible, and I just didn't see it? Those thoughts plant the seeds of regret, and once they're there, they grow. Number 7, mindset shift. Focus on being unstoppable. You've already conquered the basics. You've learned the art of detachment. You've mastered the power of self-control. But now, it's time to elevate your game. Focus on one thing, becoming unstoppable. This is no longer about simply surviving. It's about creating a life that is so powerful, so unyielding, that no obstacle can ever stand in your way. And when you achieve this, the regret will pour in, not because you sought it, but because your transformation is undeniable. Here's where the majority falter. They remain imprisoned by their past. They keep revisiting old wounds, obsessing over what went wrong, or pondering what could have been. Let me remind you, the past is gone. You can't alter it, but what you can do is seize the power of today and the potential of tomorrow. It begins with a single choice. Stop dwelling on what's behind and start advancing with unwavering focus and unstoppable clarity. Number 8, the unseen power of your silence. Now that you've elevated yourself, sharpened your focus, and embraced the strength that comes with true self-discipline, there's something crucial you need to understand: the power of your silence. When you no longer chase, when you no longer seek validation, your silence becomes a force she can't ignore. It's not a punishment. It's not a statement. It's the undeniable presence of someone who knows their worth and doesn't need to shout it out loud. And trust me, that silence will speak volumes. And that's all for today, my friends. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with those who need to hear it, and subscribe for more content like this. Your support means the world to me, and it helps us grow together. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. If you have any feedback, questions, or just want to discuss what we talked about today, drop a comment below. Let's get the conversation going. I'm here to listen. Remember, Keep applying Stoic wisdom to your life and never forget, it's your mindset that shapes your reality. See you in the next one.